Hey everyone, this is Pay for Life, coming to you live from TFcon Toronto 2019. Give me 1 second while I try to focus all this stuff. And I think we only have one person on right now. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can, but we're going to try to blast through this. I actually haven't had any chance to mess with most of these figures, but I just wanted to do a quick preview of all of the exclusives that we know about, at least from TFcon Toronto 2019. So the first one up, we have from Mastermind Creations, there are 32 SG, that's Stray Shattered Shadow Ghost. This is obviously their version of a Shattered Glass Drift in a nice red and black redeco. Second that we'll look at is from X-transbots. This is their G2 overheat or drag strip in the nice black and blue deco. Hey, I still function. Always nice to see you. Fatal Stalker 13. Oh, awesome. Oh, Lejam, one of my buddies from France. I wish you were here. Um, but yeah, this is a continuation of their G2 line. This is going to be available. This is available at the MMA booth. This is available at the just 3 and up / Toy Dojo booth area. Ocular Max Lejam, who did the artwork for all this Ocular Max stuff. So all this artwork here, this box design, you can thank Lejam, who is in our chat right now. Goes by Choco King Online. So the Zinnia Medic is the recolor of Medic. And then the fourth one, I don't have a box or card for. They just gave me the sample to look at. This is Lost Chance, and I honestly don't remember. This is so stylized. I don't remember which version, which stunticon it is, but this is their G2 stunticon. So we got two G2s in here as far as stunticons go. One from X-transbots for an MP scale, and this guy in the kind of chug scale. Is he dead end? I don't remember which one he is. But we'll take a look at that, and we have a extra surprise that we'll take a look at. But let's start off. Let's start off with this guy, just because there's a few cool things I want to talk about with this set. So, Lost Chance, their G2. This is the fourth Limbot from. Should I turn that off? Better? Or is that better? Well, we'll just keep going. This is the fourth Limbot from the G2 Fans Project. Stunticon sets. Excuse me, I have kind of a cold or allergies going on, so so I apologize any coughing that I have. But this does actually look really nice. This red and blue deco. I've never honestly been a fan of these G2 colors. They've always been kind of wonky, but if you're a fan of G2, I think you'll like this guy quite a bit. He has really nice yellow paint on the face that makes it stand out, contrasting with the eyes and the blue. I don't know if they did any major improvements, but I do know that they actually did some slight improvements throughout all the G2 releases. So I was just made aware of this. But they did some tolerance stuff as well as some improvements. So we're not going to transform this guy or any of these guys if I can manage. But I wanted to bring out the rest of the set that they let me borrow, just so you can see how they stand up with the rest of the set. So here are the rest of the G2 bots, the limb bots. Here's their drag strip. Yeah, and again, I guess this is their down. This might be their dead end, or that might be. But in any case, here we have, if I can get them to stand, 4 limb bots from the G2 Stunticons from Fans Project. So again, this guy will be available at the Ages 3 and Up booth. That's their exclusive. And if you guys have been following over the last few years, they've been releasing one of these. Last thing I did want to show you is this kind of surprise. We actually have Diesel, or I guess they're calling him petrol as kind of the British term for, I guess, gasoline. He's going to be released sometime in the future. I shooting for TFcon DC. For now, we don't have any pure word on that, official word. And this one's only like a hand-painted copy, so you'll see like parts here, not painted or anything like that. But you'll know that you'll have a complete set sometime in the near future. So I was lucky enough for them to show me that. But apparently the leg bots, they have actually made some additions to the mold, and I don't have my original ones with me, but apparently they made some additions to the mold. So you'll have an alternate transformation for combined mode that will make the legs a little bit more dynamic. This is a very stylized version of the stunticons that they did, and apparently they felt unsatisfied with the way that the legs just kind of were very G1, just cars stuck onto the legs. So they did some remolding in some areas here, apparently, that allow you to do some additional transformation for the legs, and then they will be able to transform a different way and be a little bit more stylized to kind of match up with the rest of um, uh, what's it called, the combined form when you display them. So we'll have that shown off once Petrol is kind of finalized and actually available to transform into the combined form of Menasor. So that's it for the first figure. Again, I'm not going to try to do transformations if I can manage it. I actually tried very quickly to get some of these in robot mode, but I wasn't able to do so. So let's actually start the second figure, which I've had prepared in robot mode. This is the Overheat, G2 Overheat, and he looks very nice. You can see that they also come with additional card and instructions that were updated. So it's kind of nice that they didn't just stick in the same instructions from the regular release. They went ahead and changed that, updated it. If you remember the first stunt they did with Toy Dojo, it was the original box, and then they just put a sticker on. But from the second release and third release, they've actually gone ahead and made a whole new box and designed that. So that's really nice that they did that this time around. The gold really pops on this. It's not chromed, but I think the gold itself looks really quite nice. And I apologize for the lighting in here. Obviously, I didn't bring my lights, and I'm doing it from a hotel room that is kind of poorly lit. But it does look really nice with the black and gold. I think that's a very common combination that just screams like Yeezy, right? Black and gold. Nice glossy colors here. The blue on the gun really stands out. These patterns, the checkered flag on the arms and the blue and gold really look. You don't have that potential breakage. I know a lot of folks had problems with that, so that was repaired. This nice blue flame on the section on the windshield, or I guess not the windshield. Would that be the rear part of the car? But that looks really nice. It's kind of like a flame or almost like a watery deco here. These nice little silver dots that they painted here. Nice attention to detail. And everybody knows I'm a fan of 598 robots and their design. So X-transbots always gets high marks in my book. I do think they tolerance the arms as well a little bit, as well as these little pins here or tabs here that I remember mentioned in my my review that they don't tab in as tightly. I think this side in particular, I remember it tabbing in quite well here now. So it's good to know that we'll have slightly better tolerances or QC on this release. Does it come with anything else? Oh, he with his alternate driver, and I think that's it. Actually, I should check the box. I know the original came alternate face. Let me check the box real quick. I would be surprised if they didn't include that face here. Oh yeah. So they do have the extra face. This is the shorter face. I actually like the stock face better. And then, can somebody remind me? Oh, sorry about that. Can somebody remind me what this extra face is from? It was included in the box. I forget who it was for. Who's supposed to be for? I'm sure it's like one of their other figures. But in any case, you get all those original accessories, and again, they've gone ahead and updated them to the new color line for the G2 Overheat. Oh, thanks, I still function for Savant. That's right. So you have another face for Savant. All right, let's move along. this guy. We'll just position him here in front of the box. We'll get him here. Zinnia, unfortunately, I didn't have time to transform in time to get it on stream. But this is Medic, their version of Azalea, their original Azalea mold or RC mold that has been updated to the Medic colorway. He does also have all the additional faces and hands and guns. I should have actually opened this up. Again, I didn't have any time. I barely made it up here with time to spare. Just enough time to transform overheat, but not the rest. But you do get the additional fin, the hands. Oh, I just tore open the bag. The additional faces, the 2 sets of guns. 2 sets of guns here, and the fin. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through all that, obviously. Let's go ahead and just take a look at Zinnia herself. And I really like this mold. If you guys remember, I thought this was a much better mold than the Advanced Toys Rouge, which has become fairly divisive in the community, or whether that's a good or bad figure. But overall, I think this color looks really nice. I've always liked this kind of turquoisey blue. Hey, Deluxe, how's it going, man? So we're going to go ahead and transform this while I talk, since, again, I didn't have a chance to actually do that before. But I really enjoy this figure. I think the transformation is really quite nice. Pretty intuitive. Very compact. The only thing that I think most people have an issue with, yeah, as Lejam says, feel free to ask questions about either the figures or anything I might be missing or any corrections. But overall, I think this mold is a really good one. So it's nice to see that we'll see another iteration of it. We all know that MMC is not shy about doing recolors, especially as convention exclusives. But I'm pretty happy about this one. There we go. Close up the leg like that. Bring the other leg down. I feel like I'm doing a review. I'm not supposed to be doing a full review. For those of you who are interested, this is going to be available at the MMC/Ocular Max booth. If you're a VIP member, you should be getting ready for the VIP session that's coming up, I think, in just about an hour or so, where you'll be able to get pre-sales of this before anyone else, before the show even starts tomorrow. So if you're one of those lucky VIP members, you'll get to mess with this earlier than everyone else. And oh man, I hope I remember how to actually transform this. Let's see, I think I'm missing some. All right, Butano Lee says Deluxe is literally jumping from live stream one live. Okay, nice. And then Fatal Striker, where's the MMC Red Astray? That's the one over here. He's right here. Don't worry, we're getting to him. Saving him for last. Besides the convention, so as with most convention exclusives, if they don't sell out at the convention, or even if they do, they often have a small allotment that will be available with their partners. So I would keep an eye on their respective websites of Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up for their exclusives. So again, Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up have a shared exclusive with the G2 Overheat. And then MMC and Ocular Max, they may have some on their site, Planet Steel Express, as well as maybe Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up. It really depends on how well they sell and how many they made. But I fully expect to at least have a small allotment available online for those of you who unfortunately can't join us here at TFcon Toronto this year. Let me see. Do I remember how to transform this girl? People might be shocked, but I very often have to watch my own reviews again to remember how to transform figures that's been a while, or even hasn't been that long. I think it's something like this. Getting the arms down like that. I think the backpack has to come up like so. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, I think it's something like this. Oh, I think I have to push this up or something. Anyway, this is close enough. You guys get the idea. But this is Zinnia. The color, I think, in the camera at least, is a little bit more blue than it is. It is more of a nice, like, bluish sea green color. It's not this sky blue that you're probably seeing right now. Again, that That has to do probably more with the lighting and the color of the lights I have in the room. But it is a little bit more green than you're probably seeing on screen right now. So apologize for that. Again, I don't have all my regular lighting, and so this is not the most ideal color representation. But if you have some idea of what this figure looks like from the photos that we actually saw online, then you'll know the color is actually very, very accurate. All right. So yeah, I think she looks really nice. Cleans up very well. I really enjoy this mold. Did I miss any comments? Let's see. Deluxe asks, how is the X-transbots G2 overheat? Some of the issues from regular release. So I covered that already, Baldwin. Deluxe. He does actually fix some of the issues that we talked about in the regular release, like the front spoiler. So there's no difficulty getting this folded up at all. You can see. Very smooth. So no worries there. I mentioned that they did seem to sort of tolerance this a little bit better, so it tabs in a little bit more than it did before. And the arms themselves, those kind of hooks or whatever they're called, whatever you want to call them, that interesting mechanism seems a little bit tighter. I don't know if they made any changes to this section that I was always worried about, the tolerances here, but it doesn't seem all that worrisome. But I don't know. I can't say with any. I don't feel with any kind of certainty whether they actually made improvements there or not. So don't take my word for whether they did or didn't. This guy made some improvements, but overall, I think it does improve upon the original. Sorry, I'm trying to go back. NSRW says, disappointed that MMC reformatted exclusive this year is the same mold as last year's. Yeah, I think there is a disappointment in that as well. They've reused this mold quite a bit. But I think there's one cool thing that we're going to show off on this that may be a really cool selling point for folks. Deformer says, which MP scale version of RC would you recommend? As far as a figure, this is way better than Rouge. If you really care about scale, though, that's going to be a determining factor for you because she's much smaller than Rouge. And so she's kind of scales with the official MP Hot Rod, while Rouge is taller, so she scales a little bit better with some of the others. Fatal Strike, yeah, Toy Dojo. Let's see who else. All right. I Still Function says, Pig, you should do a review from the bathroom, as most hotels have great lighting in the bathroom. Yeah, but I don't want to get banned just like, what was it, Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch a while ago. I cannot afford to be banned from YouTube. All right. So let's move on to our last exclusive, and this is Stray Shadow Ghost, and it's a redeco of their drift mold. And like I said, I honestly was also not very interested in this at all until this morning when I actually saw the actual figure itself. So it does come with a lot of content. Comes with a gun. Comes with his dual swords. A nice silver plate. I think it might be silver plated. I don't know about chrome back, but it's some kind of silver. Oh, maybe it's just painted. Yeah, it looks like it's just painted, but it's a nice, very silvery paint, kind of chromy. You make the long sword by attaching this correctly. There is a specific orientation, so make sure it's like this with the blade curving up this way on the opposite side of the peg. He does have the stock head. Well, it's not. I guess it's not stock, but the head that you would. Sorry, the focus on YouTube live is awful. David, hey David, how's it going? Most of these most likely in limited quantities from either Toy Dojo Ages 3 and up or Mastermind Creations / Ocular Max. I would imagine. I can't guarantee it, but almost every con they have a limited allotment that ends up being available, unless they completely blow through them all and didn't save any. But the reason I'm talking about this alternate head is this is the one that we've been seeing, we've been shown, both on like the promo images, on the card itself. This one I thought was going to be the one we're going to get because it shows a black and red face here. And you can see it on here as well. So I was like, oh, okay. So maybe we're getting a black or red face. We're actually getting this face right here. And this is the sleeve that I was holding off showing you guys for dramatic reasons. And you guys can probably guess what this kind of crossover head is supposed to look like. Any guesses? Any guesses? Come on, chat. Be a little bit more active. Why don't you guys talk it out? See what head do you think that's supposed to be? Whose head that's supposed to be? I Still Function says Wolverine. I'm getting some guesses. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. You know, I always do a terrible job of giving shout outs to like all the different artists and stuff like that. So Hino Mars 19, Marty Prime, thanks for always contributing the nice story. I actually didn't look. I wonder if they have a unique comic this time around. I haven't checked. Like I said, I literally just opened this not too long ago. Oh, so it doesn't look like it's a unique story. But still, again, thanks for those team members' contribution to the MMC team and family. All right, so let's see if I can remember how to transform this guy. There we go. Yeah, so I like this mold. I Still Function says Red Ranger, Alley Viper, Skullface. You're in the wrong stream. Fartman, Batman. Come on, guys. Still no guesses. We'll have the face reveal fairly shortly. But I've always thought this transformation was pretty cool. I've always said that I did like the beta version of this mold more. I think it's just kind of a little bit more dynamic. I think the styling is a little bit cooler. I think the legs are a little bit less blocky looking and so forth. Dang, I am kind of struggling with remembering how to transform this guy. This comes up, this opens up, ends up being kind of like the obliques. This part comes, okay, all right. Kind of remembering now. And then if I remember correctly, this is supposed to fold down. Yeah. All right, cool. So we're getting there. Man Spider? That's Carnage. ZZ Deluxe Spidey Pool. Yeah, there we go. We're getting closer now. Oh, sorry about that. Pulled too hard. Got it off the ball joint. A little ham-fisted. Maybe this is Skullface's stream. Just kidding, Bobby. I'm just kidding. Don't get your skull. I don't even know what your skull fans or your followers are called. What are they called? Do they have a name? Acolytes? Skull acolytes? Skull festians? I don't know. Everybody knows I get along really well with Bobby. I give him jabs all the time. He's too big to remember me. He's too big to remember who I am, and he doesn't have the time to banter back with me anymore. He's too popular. I totally didn't realize Skullfist was the other week. I guess it was the other month now, but I've only been able to make it to one of those, even though it's not that far from me. But I enjoyed the time I did get to go to Skullfest, and I definitely would go again if I weren't so bad at managing my schedule. Although I don't remember getting an invite this time around. So I'm going to push it back on him. Deluxe, he doesn't return your phone calls either? I definitely don't call him. I can't stand that muffled voice through the phone. I just need to see him in person. All right, there we go. So, oh, sorry, didn't close up his chest. And so you can see, as everyone said, and the most guesses were the alternate face is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. No, obviously it's Deadpool. People might start calling this mold Driftpool instead of I think they're named as Stray Shadow Ghost. But I think the sculpt works really well. The coloring obviously is actually, now that I look at it, definitely more Deadpool-like in the red than it is the shattered shattered glass Deadpool drift red. Like looking at it, it definitely has that Deadpool color. And the fact that he does sport swords and a big gun, he can definitely cosplay very easily as a robotic Deadpool. Everyone's favorite merc with a mouth. And as always, you can go ahead and slot his sword in like this, and his long sword can slot in back here. But if you do want to put it on his drift face, you can do that. I think it's just on a ball joint. I would try to do that right now, but I don't want to spend too much more time reviewing this guy. But I think he looks really cool. So even if you're disappointed in the fact that we got another Stray recolor, I think the fact that they went above and beyond and gave him this kind of cool Deadpool alternate head and kept it secret from us was actually pretty nice. I think it's a really cool use of the mold itself. So, which ones of these exclusives are you guys excited about? Are you guys going to pick any of these up for your collection? Are you guys big G2 fans? We have options for G2 fans here. Let me scroll back real quick and see what I missed. Macotron on design. Yes, Macotron. Sorry about that. Let's see. Wild Bill says he's a friend with ZZ Deluxe, Spidey Pool. Zeev, who I've never seen on the stream before, says, can you please later on remind us who the light blue rouge is? The light blue, this one is Medic. What does she go by? What's her real name? I'm not a big Fembots person. What is it? For some reason it starts with, I thought it started with like a Z or something like that. Deluxe, referring to my shots fired at Bobby, he says he does break a lot of stuff. Bone Zone Boys, that's what they call them? Bone Zone Boys. Okay, I can get down with that. Voltron, okay, Deluxe says, what do we have? Does Bobby wear a mask around the house? I don't know, you'll have to ask his wife. Oh, I still function? Yeah, that'd be cool if they, like, instead of having a unicorn, they had a unicorn penguin or something like that to kind of tie in. A stuffed unicorn penguin. All right, Fatal Strike's calling next year. The Star Wars will be referenced on MMC's next Stray recolor. Shockwave saying he's missing his handguns. Well, he's got a big rifle, but yeah, he doesn't have his wielding pistols where he can sniff the smoke from them, the smoking barrels. Shockwave, I'm waiting for a Fans Toys Drift. You're gonna be waiting a long time. He's not a G1 character, and Fans Toys has not done anything non-G1. Wild Bill said, did you peek at the dealer room? Of course, I was helping set up there with Toy Dojo, ages 3 and up, MMC and so forth. So we were in there all day. I was instructed to come and show off these samples, previews for everyone before the VIP room. Deluxe is definitely going to get the G2 Overheat and Stray. Padawan Medic. Azalea. Let's see. David Lynch asked, do you know if Flames Toys Star Saber will be present at TFcon? I don't know anything about... well, that's not true. I don't know about most of the new things that will be showing up. There are a few cool surprises that are coming definitely from MMC, but I was forbidden or whatever kind of fake translation that you want to do or conjugation you want to do with forbidden. or forbid to actually show you the coolest thing that they're going to show off, or at least one of my favorite things they're going to show off, because they said I'd preview it and people would get turned off by it. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but you'll see it sometime this weekend. Maybe I'll do a live stream from the dealer room, and you'll be able to see what it is as soon as possible. The one last thing that I was given permission to do, though, is to show you an updated color, actual colored version of Vortex. And this is from, what is this? I don't even remember what they're calling this guy. But this is their masterpiece styled Vortex, which I showed off last year, and I previewed in a early preview with what's his name? Not Motormaster. Anyway, the main bot from their Saltis line, Impetus. Thank you, Impetus, PS13 Impetus. So this is their version of Vortex. This is nicely colored. Way tighter tolerances that we saw before. These things aren't flopping off. It's a really nice gray color with that blue that really does speak to the G1 Vortex look, the animation look. The face is not just a plain white. It's kind of like I want to say it has a little bit of blue or like purple or almost kind of a lab white. It looks really quite nice. So I think the head sculpt looks really good. But it looks fantastic. I can't wait. I hope they actually let me take this home and do an updated preview, but I'm not holding my breath for that. But he looks very, very nice. Oh, Lejam said he's finishing lots of stuff actually for the Ocular Max Combaticons. So that might be a hint that we're going to see a lot sooner from these guys. Yeah, this guy just looks great. So I'm not going to transform this guy, but again, wanted to at least show it off. Ocular Max MMC was kind enough to let me show this off as well. But I forgot. Sorry. The last thing, in a separate package, that's why I forgot. In a separate package with Drift, you will be getting the additional cape and like cowl kind of thing or scarf. This is purple, kind of like the one that we got with the blue one, but it doesn't have like any. I don't remember. Did the blue one have like any characters on there? I know one of them did. But anyway, this one's just plain kind of dark purple. And again, you can go ahead and put it over. And it does have that metal wiring underneath that allows you to pose it in interesting ways. Here, I'll just do it like that. And anyway, that way you can keep warm on those cold Cybertronian nights. Can we see the inside leg part of Vortex? Yeah, so I showed it before. You can see the fist here. This does cover up most of it, but you definitely do still see some of the fist. I don't think it's very... but all that this figure does with the all-in-one transformation here, and the cool engineering that AK came up with was very cool. Wild Bill says, I want him the same height as the X-transbots car. Oh, you want Vortex the same height? Yeah, scale is pretty tough, right? So these guys are about the same size of MP cars. And these guys are a little bit bigger. I think, I don't know, probably not quite. But I think that also makes sense given he's the helicopter. But again, that's tough. It's gonna be a tough thing for me because that was one of my major complaints about Fans Toys figures. Their robot modes for their limbs seem too big, but I don't think this is as big as them because I remember they're going to be around Seeker size for their car limbs, and so that's way too big for me. I can kind of squint and be okay with this, but we'll see. I'm definitely in on these guys just because I love AK and I love Ocular Max and I love the all-in-one design that they're going with. So we'll see how that works out. Excuse me. All right, get some more comments here. Stray Asterisk, I think he came with the purple cowl and cape. Yeah, right, the blue one. Yeah, whose idea was this, Lejam? Who came up with the Deadpool, or I guess idea to do a shattered glass? I mean, I guess it's not very. I guess it's pretty obvious to do a shattered glass version of Drift, but who came up with the idea to go ahead and make him Deadpool-y? MMC leader? Of course. I do like the head on this, and because it's kind of samurai-ish, like you got the Deadpool kind of black eyes, but you also have like the eyebrows painted. So it looks quite cool. All right, well, I don't want to take too much time. I had to get back to the dealer room and start setting up. Does the MMC later combine? What? Ryan Davis. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? Everything's good. We're actually coming to the end of this live stream. It will be available if you guys want to scroll back and rewatch it once it's done processing. That should be in a little bit. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Those of you who aren't here with us at TFcon Toronto, hopefully you'll be able to pick these guys up from some websites. But if you are here at the con, go ahead and check out that VIP room if you have access to that. I think that starts at 6 o'clock, so in about an hour. Otherwise, get in here early in the dealer room. I'll be around the Toy Dojo Ages 3 and Up booth. Come say hi if you recognize my voice. Otherwise, go ahead and pick up these exclusives, hopefully when you have a chance afterwards. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you have a good one. Thanks, Lejean, for joining all the way from France. Ryan, I will be in DC. I actually live about 20, maybe less than 30 minutes from Reston in DC. So that's my backyard. I'll definitely be there. So keep an eye out. The rest of the week, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any other reviews, but maybe I'll have some samples I can bring back with me back to the States and show those off as well. All right? Hope you have a good one, everyone. See you at TFCon.